So we have started with the earthwork calculation for road, right? So we have seen, so this is the cross section in case of filling or banking, and this is the cross section which you can see in the cutting portion, right? The road or the highway, it is generally constructed over the ground surface at some elevated height. So that is why the name comes highway, which is elevated at some height over the earth surface, right? So in order to reach the formation line, right, naturally generally the earth surface will be not uniform, it will not be uniform, it will be non-uniform, right? In order to get the uniform surface, we need to fill the earth surface at some places, and we need to cut the excess amount of the earth surface, so over this formation line, right? So there will be formation line like this over the length of road, right? So this is the cross section of road which we can cut and see, right? So this is at any one point. So this is the cross section of road at the filling or banking, right? In case of some hilly roads like that, there will be some hilly roads like here, all earth surface will be there, right? In order to construct the road in this kind of hilly road, right, hilly portions, at that time we need to do the cutting of this portion, right? That is where we can get the cutting in the road surface, right? So this is the cross section of cutting portion, right, where we have to do the removal of earth surface for the construction of road purpose, right? So this is the cross section we have seen in the last class, right? So now we need to calculate the amount of earth surface required either to fill or either to cut, right? So how to do the calculation of filling quantity, how to do the calculation of cutting quantity which is to be filled in this required shape, right? So this is the standard cross section with which we can go for construction of road, right? Either in the cutting or either in the filling, right? To calculate the earthwork volume required for cutting and to calculate the earthwork volume required for filling, we have to follow these these steps, right? So we can calculate the earthwork volume required, so that is using this formula, so that is area by length, right? Now we have to identify area of this cross section. So this is trapezoidal in shape, so we have to identify the area of this cross section. So that can be calculated by separating the parts, right? So we can have the two parts here, one is rectangular part, another two are triangular in shape. So this is the rectangular part we can identify, remaining are the two sides of a triangle. So these are two triangles we can identify. Now let us calculate the area of this rectangular portion. So this is the formation width at the top, and the total depth above the ground level is d, right? Multiplying b into d, we can get the area of rectangular portion. Similarly, so we have the side slope for the side sides, right? Here the slope varies as s is to 1 for every one vertical increment. So there is a s is the horizontal increment. So for every d increment, how much will be the horizontal increment at the bottom? So this is s multiplied by d, so that will become sd is the base of this triangle, and we have the height of triangle as d. So as we know, area of triangle is calculated as half into base into height. So half into base is the SD and D is the height. So for one portion, right, half into SD into D for one side. Similarly, other side half into SD into D. So adding all this together, we can get the area of the cross section, trapezoidal cross section, as A is equal to BD plus SD square, right? Where B is the formation width, D is the depth of cross section, S is the side slope, right? So now we can multiply this area with the length in order to calculate the quantity of earthwork, right? So this is the formula which we have seen in the previous class as well, right? So now how to calculate this depth D? So depth D is calculated as it is the difference of RL of formation minus RL of ground, right? So you might have seen in your survey camp, right? So throughout the length of highway along the center line alignment, so you will go on calculating the RL of ground points on the ground at different intervals, right? So we'll be asking you to calculate the RL of points on the ground at different distances. Either it may be 5 meter distance, or it may be 10 meter distance, or it may be 15 meter distance along the length of road, along the longitudinal section of the road, right? So that RL is nothing but RL of the grounds. So this RL of the formation will be fixed by the highway authorities or the designer. Highway designer will be fixing the RL of the formation, right? So RL of formation minus RL of ground will give the height of cross section, right? So using this D, you can calculate the value, right? So the formula is BD plus SD square multiplied by L, right? So either in the cutting or in the banking. So this formula will be applicable for both cutting as well as in banking, right? So this is the formula which we have seen in the last class, right? So this is the approximate imagination we can make, right? So these are the number of cross sections where you have taken the RL of points on the ground at different intervals, right? So at one interval we might have taken the RL of ground, at other interval we might have taken the RL of ground. So that is RL of the ground at point 2. Similarly, RL of the ground at point 3. Now we have the formation line. So either it may be falling gradient or it may be increasing, right? So the difference of formation level minus RL of ground will give the depth, right? Based on that depth, we can identify whether we have to go for filling or cutting. If the depth is positive, that means we have to go for filling. If the depth is coming as negative, that means we have to go for cutting. That how you are getting positive and how you are getting negative, right? Difference of RL of formation minus RL of ground. If it is positive, that means RL of the formation is above the ground surface. Then we have to go for filling this much portions, right? So we have to go for filling this remaining portions, right? If RL of the ground is higher than the RL of formation, then you have to cut this portion. So that is where you have to identify where you have to go for cutting and filling. If the depth is coming as negative, then you have to identify there you have to do for cutting. So that is the one thing which you have to understand when you go for solving the problems, right? Is D is calculated as RL of formation minus RL of ground, right? If RL of formation is at higher level, then you have to go for filling, right? If the RL of formation is lower level than the RL of ground, then you have to go for cutting. So those are the things which you have mentioned here, right? Now we can draw the longitudinal section. So along this x-axis, I can draw the change or station points. Along the y-axis, I can draw the RL of formation or RL of the ground. Both I can draw in the y-axis, right? So that is where I have marked here, right? So this is the red line indicates formation line, right? So I can mark the RL of ground at different intervals, at first station, at second station, at third station, like this, right? So now I will identify the difference between this point to this point, right? Here you will be having RL of formation, here I will be having RL of ground. So difference of these two will give the depth at cross section 2 or depth at the interval second. So there here may be first interval, second interval, third interval, or fourth interval. First station, second station, third station, fourth station, like this. Or first chainage, second chainage, third chainage, fourth chainage, like that. Right. Similarly, here we'll be having RL of ground at the first station. Here we'll be having RL of formation level. Difference of this will give the depth at first station. Difference of this will give the depth at second station. Difference of this will give the depth at third station. Like this it goes on, right? Sometimes this RL of ground may be more than RL of formation, right? So RL of formation is falling gradient, right? So RL of ground is more than the RL of formation. So this is where you have to go for cutting this portion of the earth surface, right? Here you have to fill the earth surface, here you have to cut the earth surface, right? So both may happen in the same stretch of the road, right? That time we have to identify how much is the portion we have to calculate for filling and how much is the portion we have to calculate for cutting. So x is the length which is required to be filled and L minus x is the length which is to be cut. So that is what we can try to understand by solving number of problems, right? So these are the methods which you have seen in the previous class, right? There are few methods. So whatever the section I have explained, same thing is here. So that is cross section in banking and cross section in cutting. So this is the formation width B. So these are the side slopes, S is to 1, and this is the bottom of the triangular base, right? So this is the formula which I have written and explained already, right? This is the cross section where we can calculate the depth D1 at station 1 depth D2 at station 2. So these are the stations, right, where you have taken the RL of ground, right. Now sometimes you have to do filling in this complete portion, or sometimes you have to do the cutting, right, wherever the formation level is lesser than ground surface, right. So now in order to calculate this earthwork volume, right, we have to use the formula as we have shown in the previous slides, right. So now we can follow different methods, right. So first method is mid sectional area method, right. Mid sectional area method, here you will be calculating the average depth, right. Here you have seen the depth D1, and here you have seen the depth D2, right. Average of this depth D1 plus D2 divided by 2, that will give the mid section, right. So depth at the mid section, this is DM, right. This is our DM, right. So depth at the mid section, using this depth I can calculate the middle area, right. I can calculate the area of the mid cross section using the average depth. Substituting that average depth in the same formula, I can get the mid sectional area. So that mid sectional area is multiplied with the length between two stations. This is the length. That means we can get the complete volume required between these two stations. This is the average depth, and this is the total length, right. So average depth, using this average depth we can calculate mid sectional area. Mid sectional area multiplied by this complete length between two intervals, right. Interval between two stations, this will give you the complete volume which has to be filled, or complete area which has to be cut. So this is the quantity we can calculate by multiplying the area with length, so that we can get the total volume of earthwork required in this portion. So that is the mid sectional area method, right. Another one is mean sectional area method, right. So we can calculate the area of first cross section, that is as A1 using this D1. Similarly, we can calculate the area of second cross section using depth D2, right. A1 using D1, A2 using D2. We can calculate the areas. We can calculate the areas, right. So A1 using D1 depth, A2 using D2 depth. So later we can take the mean area of this A1 plus A2, average area of A1 plus A2 divided by 2. So that is average of A1 plus A2. So that average is multiplied with the length between two stations, so that we can get the quantity between those two stations. So these are the two methods we'll see with the numerical problems, right. So we'll try to solve the problems using mid sectional area method as well as mean sectional area method, right. We'll continue the earthwork excavation for roads with the one simple numerical, right. So here the question says reduce level, right, RL of ground along the center line of a proposed road from chainage, from chainage 10 to 20 are given, right. So distance of chainage, right, chainage distance at station number 10 and station number 20. Between this station number 10 and 20 are given below in the table, right. The formation level at the 10th chainage is, formation level at the 10th chainage is 107 meter, it is fixed, right. This is the formation level for which we have to reach, right. And the road is downward gradient, so that formation is in downward gradient of 1 in 150, right, of 1 in 150 up to chainage number 14. Then the gradient changes 1 in 100, right. That is also downward in gradient. The formation width of the road is 10 meter, that is capital B, right, capital B in the formula. The side slopes of banking are 2 is to 1, that is S is to 1, right. S is 2 here, right. That is horizontal ratios proportional to vertical, right. So this is S is 2 here. So length of chain, so that length of chain between two stations, interval between two stations is 30 meter. Generally the interval between two stations will be taken as one chain length, right. So normal chain length is 30 meter. If it is not 30 meter, they will be mentioning the different distance if it is not one chain, right? So normally the interval between two stations will be one chain length, that is 30 meter. To draw the longitudinal section of the road as well as typical cross section and prepare an estimate of earthwork at rate of 270 per percentage per cubic meter. So this is the rate they have given, right? We have to identify the volume of earthwork required either in the cutting or either in the banking with the given details, right? Later with the this rate we have to multiply the quantity to get the total amount required for the construction of this roadway between chainage number 10 to 20. That means, so the chainage is 10 and last chainage is 20. Within this stretch they are asking us to calculate the earthwork volume required to be filled or to be cut, right? So for that purpose they have given the RL of points on the ground. So at 10th chainage, RL of ground is 105. At 11th chainage, RL of ground is 105. At 12th chainage, RL of ground is 105.44. Like this at different chainages up to 20th chainage, they have given the RLs, right? And at the initial point, right, at the 10th chainage, RL of formation is given as 107, right? 107 meter, and it is downward in gradient, right? So this RL of formation is downward in gradient up to 14th chainage. So up to 14th chainage, the gradient is varying as 1 in 50, right? For every 150 meter, the for every 150 meter, the gradient is decreasing as one gradient, right? One unit. For every 150 meter horizontal increment, the gradient is decreasing as one unit, right? This is the meaning of that. Similarly, from chainage number 14 to 20, right? For every 100 meter, the gradient is decreasing as one unit, right? So these are the reference for the calculation of RL of formation, right? How to calculate the RL of formation for remaining points, right? They have given the RL of first point, right? RL of 10th chainage they have given, right? It is 107.00, right? To calculate the RL of second station, to calculate the RL of third station, to calculate the RL of fourth station, to calculate the RL of fifth station, right? The reference is downward gradient 1 in 150, right? So interval between this station to this station is 30 meter, as we have seen in the question here. The length of chain is 30 meter, is nothing but distance between this station to this station is 30 meter. Similarly, distance between this station to this station is 30 meter. Similarly, distance between this station to this station is 30 meter, right? So RL of formation is varying as 1 in 150 for every 150 meter. For every 150 meter, the RL of formation is varying as 1 unit. So for every 150 meter, it is varying as 1 unit, right? Now we are calculating the interval between these two stations as 30 meter. For every 30 meter, how much is the variation? So this we have to calculate. So by cross multiplication, so it is 30 multiplied by 1 divided by 150, right? So 30 divided by 150, so we'll get the value as 0.2, right? So by doing cross multiplication, so we'll get the decrement as 0.2 for every 30 meter, right? So we have to do the decrease, right? We have to subtract 0.22 in every RLs, right? First is 107.00, second one is 107.00 minus 0.2, so that is 106.8. Similarly, so third one is 106.8 minus 0.2, so it is 106.6. Similarly, 106.6 minus 0.2, that is 106.4. Similarly, 106.4 minus 0.2, that is 106.2. So up to this 14th chainage. So up to this 14th chainage, the formation level is decreasing as 0.2 for every 30 meter, right? The reference is here. For every 150 meter vertical decrement, formation level is decreasing as 1 unit, right? So we are taking the interval between two stations as 30 meter, as it is given as one chain length. So 30 meter. For every 30 meter, how much is the decrement? 150 meter ಗೆ 1 in is the unit of decrement. So for 30 meter ಗೆ how much is the decrement? So that is 0.2. So this 0.2, using this 0.2 you have to calculate the RL of formation up to chain age 14, right? Up to chain age 14. So this is the RL of formation up to chain age 14, right? From 14th chain age to 20th chain age, right? The RL of formation is decreasing as 1 in 100. So that is for every 100 the decrement is 1, right? For every 100 the decrement is 1, right? For every 30 meter how much is the decrement? For every 30 meter, so that is the interval between two stations. So interval between each station is 30 meter. For every 30 meter how much is the decrement? It will become 0.3. 30 divided by 100, so that will become 0.3 by cross multiplying. 30 multiplied by 1 divided by 100, it will give as 0.3. So from now onwards you decrease the value as, so decrease the RL as 0.3. 106.2 minus 0.3, it will become 105.9. Similarly 105.9 minus 0.3, you will get the RL of formation as 105.6 minus 0.3, 105.3 minus 0.3, it will become 105 minus 0.3, it will become 104.7 minus 0.3, it will become 104.4. So these are the RL of formation which you have to calculate using the first reference of 10th change, right? At 10th change they have given the RL of formation as 107, right? And it is saying that it is in downward gradient. So for every 150 meter 1 is the decrement because it is downward gradient, right? So up to 14th change, right? From 14th change the RL of formation is decreasing as 1 in 100. For every 100 meter the decrement is 1. So based on that we have to calculate the remaining RL of formation, right? RL of the grounds are given, right? RL of the grounds are given here, right? These are the RL of the grounds, it is given in the question, right? So using this RL of formation and RL of ground, what we can calculate means we can calculate the depth, we can calculate the depths d1, so between these 2 points, so depth d1 between these 2 points, depth d2 between these 2 points, depth d3 between these 2 points, depth d4, right? Similarly between these 2 points we can calculate depth d5 between these 2 points, depth d6 between these 2 points, depth d7. Like that we can calculate the difference of RL of formation minus RL of ground. So those values will give the depths, right? That same problem has been mentioned in the tabular column, right? So we have seen the chain age number 10, and so it is calculated between chain age number 10 to 20, right? So we the chain age at 0 station is, first station the chain age is 0, second station the chain age will become 30, third station the chain age distance will become 60, fourth station it will become 60 plus 30 90, like that they have moved up to 10th chain age. At 10th chain age the distance will be 300 meter. So we have calculated the depth here, average depth, sorry not average depth, it is the total depth. So at first station RL of formation is 107, 107, and RL of the ground at first station is given here, so that is 105. Difference of 105 minus 107, not 105 minus 107. So always you have to take the difference of RL of formation minus RL of ground. RL of formation is 107 minus 105. So it is positive value. That shows we have to do the filling at this portion, right? So RL of formation minus RL of ground point. So that is 107 minus 105. So this difference is 2 meter, which is mentioned here, right? This is the 2 meter. Similarly, second point, at second chain station the distance is 330 meter. So at that point the RL of formation minus RL of ground will give the difference as 1.2, right? So this is the difference between RL of formation minus RL of ground, 106.8 minus 105.9. 106. 106.8 minus 1 is 105.8 minus 0.2 is 105.6. So the total difference between RL of second station to RL of formation to RL of ground at the second station is 1.2. Like that you can calculate the difference between RL of formation of different station between RL of ground level. You can get the depths D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, D6, D7, D8 like that. Right. And now to use the mid sectional method, right? Mid sectional area method. So you have to take the average of d1 plus d2, right? Average of d1 plus d2 you have to mention in the second row. 2 plus 1.2, it will become 3.2 divided by 2, so that will become 1.6. So this is the average depth dm, right, which is taken into the calculation. Right, here they have done the separate calculation for rectangular portion, separate calculation for triangular portion, SD square. At the end, they have added the total area. A is equal to BD plus SD square, what you have shown in the beginning. Right. So this is the total cross-sectional area of the trapezoidal portion. Right. So BD is the rectangular portion. SD square is the area of both triangles on two sides. Right. So this is the area we can get for every mid-sectional. Right. So this is the mid-sectional area. So multiply by length between each stations. Length between station number 1 and 2 is 30 meters. So this multiplication will give the volume of earthwork to be calculated in filling. So how we can say that it is filling? The difference between RL of formation minus difference between RL of ground is positive. So this value is positive, right? So D values are getting positive. That is where you can decide. So you have to go for filling, right? So like that you can calculate the average depth of all points. So these are the average depths, right? So with this average depths we can calculate BD. So where B is the formation width, right? So where B is the formation width, so B multiplied by D. So formation width is given as 10 meter, right? Formation width is given as 10 meter in the question. So 1.6 multiplied by 10, it is 16. 1.18 multiplied by 10, it is 11.8. And we can calculate SD square. SDM square actually it is. Average depth you have to take for the calculation of triangular area. S is slope. Side slope is given as 2 is to 1. Right. S is 2. Depth is average depth 1.6. Right. So 2 multiplied by 1.6 square will give the side slope area. Add this, we can get area of the trapezoidal portion. Multiply with the length, we'll get the total value. So like that we can do all the calculation. At the end we'll get the total volume of earthwork excavation as 3513.6 in the filling, right? So the meeting will close automatically. So this is the calculation we can do, right? So like that you do the calculation for remaining sections, right? So calculate BD for all the points, ST square for all the points, total, get the total area of trapezoidal portion, multiply with the length, you can get the filling value, right? So at the end you can add this. This is the